So as far as SMED's broadband planning initiatives, and it also ties to what we're doing in Sonoma County and Mendocino County individually. But we are just exploring the possibility of creating a publicly governed broadband entity that would have the ability to leverage state and federal funding. And we are bringing our plan for Sonoma County to our Board of Supervisors on Tuesday for approval to move forward. But part of this opportunity also could be expanded regionally to where this entity could serve not just Sonoma, but also Mendocino County, or even if we're looking at a broadband consortium area, Napa and Marin as well. And so I know that SMED has been of interest as a potential entity as well that we could leverage, because it is a JPA and it has federal recognition, so it could potentially pull in funds. But this kind of next step of exploring governance structures will include SMED as well as other possibilities. We have brought this up with our board briefly, our SMED board, and so they're interested in updates and discussing what role SMED could play in the region. Right now it's planning based, but if maybe it could expand to something more. So that's something we're still discussing. Our next steps in alignment with the governance structures is also creating a business plan as well for this entity to make sure that it is as foolproof as possible, and is just going through every little thing that will increase the chances of success for the organization, just so that we're not doing this blindly or not throwing out a kind of a half thought out idea. So we are trying to get funding from the county as well as federal agencies, including the Economic Development Administration, for the planning process. And then followed, once the entity is formalized, or if it gets formalized, then we would apply for infrastructure funds using that entity as the primary applicant. And that's about all I have for now.
Could you expand a little bit on the business planning? I think that the group is interested in that.
Sure. Sorry. Yes. Business planning, that is really going into anything that, I guess, if you're just to look at a new business, all of the different components that would make its product sustainable long term. So looking at the marketing analysis, the profit and loss, the design and engineering, the network, long-term strategies, everything that would potentially come up, the operating structure of the entity, how it's going to make all of the different operations work, including if it was leasing infrastructure, contracts, or whatever services were being deployed on the network, if it's open access, or all those various components. So that would involve potentially contracting with multiple consultants that specialize in each area individually. It may not be an entity company that would be solely broadband focused, but more just specializes in those different areas. So that business plan is really what the agencies are looking for when you are applying for infrastructure funds, so that they know that their investment in your project is sustainable long term, so that their investment's not going to be that their investment's not going to fail, pretty much.
Alvin, are you looking or asking existing utilities? So, for example, maybe a water district or somebody who's already running a similar, billing service, and maybe related, maybe unrelated, if you could talk about how Mendocino County is benefiting from the economic development work that you're doing, the regional work.
Yes. So really, the Economic Development District is established to share resources. So this business plan would be benefiting both. It would be benefiting both Sonoma and Mendocino counties, at least. And then the work that we are both doing independently in Mendocino and Sonoma, we can share those projects or resources as well. For example, Jeff and I have been working on the mapping initiative, which we've just been sharing best practices. But as we, our plans are developed, we can share, our plans, look for areas of opportunity to collaborate. So this business plan, I was planning to apply to the Economic Development Administration for a grant, and I'm still in that process, but it would be under the umbrella of SMED. But the business plan would be focused on the region of Mendocino and Sonoma. Does that answer your question? And then the utility.
The utility piggyback maybe.
And then that's also something I've been exploring, is just reaching out to all of the different public utility entities that are infrastructure based, that have publicly governed infrastructure, where they also can have public-private partnerships with private entities, just trying to learn more about what they did. And that's really actually how I came to this business plan concept. Was I've been working, just interviewing entities across the nation, just other municipal broadband entities, and so that's where I've been learning kind of these next steps. As far as the actual governance structure, I think telecom is similar to other utilities models. It's a little, it's definitely different in ways, but so that's kind of part of this business planning project, is to analyze case studies on what would make this entity successful in our region, because we already have successful utility models, maybe not broadband, but something that we can at least use as a structure to learn from.
Great. It appears we lost Jeff, which means we lost the host. So I'm gonna have to. Oh, there you are. Hi, Jeff.
Hi. I need to conserve bandwidth.
Oh, right. Okay.
And so if we could now move to Sheba Brown from Congressman Huffman's office, she has a time constraint as well.
Everyone. So yeah, I'll keep this pretty brief. I don't have a huge report today. Obviously, I've spoken with Jeff about a lot of the grant opportunities. We're looking at a lot of potential funding coming through. So my main note is that, we're always available to write letters of support for public funding. And so definitely keep us in mind if anybody is applying. We're happy to support broadband funding, especially applications for projects, and we want to be supportive of that. And then anything more specific, I unfortunately didn't have a ton of time to get a more detailed report of anything on the legislative side. But I can, if there's anything that comes up in the meeting, just let me know and I can get more follow-up for you.
Thank you, Sheba. Anyone have any questions before she jumps off? Hearing none, we thank you for your participation.
Yeah, no, thank you. And yeah, we're just email me and I will be here on Monday. All right. Bye.
I just wanted to thank Sheba for, I do want to thank, this is Brian with OES. I wanted to thank their help with the FCC and helping us get that exercise done the other week. And when I do my report, I'll give you guys some of the analytics that we found from it that were pretty good.
Well, thank you so much. We're happy to do it. And all right. All right, everybody. See y'all.